Hi, everyone. Well, I'm back because. Hi, everyone. I'm back. How are you doing? I have no idea what happened, but we recorded the show and nothing came up. So I decided, you know what? Why don't I do it again as a backup? And if it other broadcast shows, then I have two broadcasts. This one I'm actually doing without a director. So welcome to another great episode of Margaux with Margaux. My wine will be here in just a moment. Um, and we will do a little quick toast to say hi. Now, this is my second time doing the show this evening. So thank you for joining me for another fun moment on Margaux with Margaux. So my wine will be here in just a moment. It's on its way, and we will do a little quick toast. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Now, oh, I love you too. Who said I love you? Oh my God. Someone just said I love you online. This is pretty cool. But anyway, welcome for another exciting show of Margaux with Margaux. I gave a story in the last, which I've already said in the last broadcast about me going to, I'm going to share with you the story. So yesterday I decided, oh my God, I think I should go buy toilet paper, right? Because it was announced that everything's closing. So any event with 250 people, is this ballet or it's the any type of program, they have a live audience. They're no longer having this live audience, and so I said to myself, I need to go and get me. I need to go I need to go and get me some toilet paper. So I went to the store last night and I thought, okay, I'm gonna go get toilet paper, no big deal. It was just like what I thought, no toilet paper. And everybody in the aisle was just in shock. We were like, okay, do we use Kleenex now? What are we gonna do? There were a lot of people who just typically go to the store this time of the evening to buy toilet paper. And to all of our surprise, all the toilet paper is now gone. So there are people who take toilet paper, I think they're stocking it for 6 months or a year. But there are us, like people like myself, that said, okay, I have enough, but I'll buy a little more. But there was no toilet paper. So then I noticed the line, tons of line, food everywhere. The lady in front of me, she had 2 baskets full of food too. So I thought to myself, she must have a large family. I said, oh, by the way, do you have a large family? Is that why you have so much food in all your baskets? She says, no, it's just me. And I thought, wow, that's a lot of food. But that's what's going on. Everybody's running to the store, and I felt like I should run to the store because there may not be any food left. So we have stocked up literally for a month, my husband and I. So we have plenty of food. Everything's going to be okay. We're all going to make it through this together. But please don't panic and overbuy all the food, because there's people who really do need the food now who didn't stock up, and I feel like we're taking food away from them. So if you bought a lot of food and you have enough food, I say refrain from buying so much food. I think we're going to make it through this period. I think a lot of times people are now their kids are not going to school, and so therefore they're going to stay at home with their children a lot more, and they feel they need to go to the store and buy more food. So my thing is just stay calm, cool, and collected, and we will make it through this together. If you haven't noticed, this is my second time broadcasting this, because the first time we filmed it, there's no video. So here we are, we're doing it again, because I think the information is important. So let's go through what's going on right this moment. So now I share with you my toilet paper and shopping experience. Just be mindful, there's a lot of people who need these supplies as well. The 3 websites I'm going to tell you about are 3 that I've mentioned over the last few days. You bought a lot of food too? Oh my God, I'm just like you. Thank you for joining me, by the way. Let me go through. I think what's happening is, let's go back to the food thing real quick, is that everybody's in a panic. So if everybody goes out and buys 6 months supply of food, there's no food for anybody who only bought food for 2 weeks. So just keep in mind, we are going to get through this. I don't think we're going to have to hide away for 3 or 6 months. This is a temporary thing that we're going through, and we're going to pull through it. There's a lot of smart people in the world, scientists, doctors, working day and night to help all of us. So we have the smartest people in the country, and I think we're all going to work together and we're going to make it through. There are 3 websites I'd like to share with you. Now, these 3 websites I spoke about over the last 2 weeks. Three, the first one is the World Health Organization. If you're not on there, you should be. I read it a lot. Great information. Their website is who.int. who.int is who.int. The other second website to look at is Center of Disease Control. Center of Disease Control, www.cdc.gov, www.cdc.gov. The next thing to look at, another website, is the National Institute of Health. National Institute of Health. That website is www.nih.gov. www.nih.gov. Those three websites I'm going to post on all my social media accounts. You're going to find it at Margaux Monet, and you're also going to find it at Margaux Show. So I also just want to say thank you for joining me for another edition. This is our 8th week. I've never done live TV, never done a television show, decided on the spur of the moment that I'm going to do something interesting and share with you things that I find of value, and hopefully you find of value too. I also open the door. If there's anything you'd like to discuss, please reach out to my assistant. His name is Grayson White. His name is GraysonKWhite@gmail.com. Probably not too excited. I'm giving his email all over the place, but we really want to do stuff good, and if you can share with you some great information. Okay, here we go. So I gave you the 3 websites. Now, did you watch Donald Trump earlier today when he had his press conference giving us an update on coronavirus? He announced that, oh, hold on one second. He announced that that he has unleashed the full power of the federal government. Full power to federal government. In this effort today, he's declaring a national emergency. A national emergency. So this opens the door for us to get what we need from the federal government. So that was a really good speech. I actually felt when I saw the scientists and people on board at the press conference reassuring the public they have things under control, they have a plan, they're going to take care of this. In fact, they're going to get to the bottom of this, and they're moving as quickly as they can to get to a cure, to get the test kits out to the public. They're going to have a website. They're going to create a channel that all the information they have on a state and federal level, all the information about what's going on about the disease, they're going to have that information, and they'll be able to figure out a plan. Because, you know, for 3 things, what a problem is. 1, first, you have to identify a problem. Okay, we have a problem. Second thing is, what are we going to do about the problem? And the third thing is how we're going to execute. How are we going to get to the bottom line and get it done? I do feel confident that he's doing a good job and he's trying to do something. I know there's a lot of argument. People say that he's doing a terrible job. That's a whole nother discussion. I just want to tell you I support him because he's our president now, and we should do what we can to support him and see what he does. He did talk about, had 2 tweets today, which I thought were quite good. If these things go through, I think it would help not only us individually, but help the economy. One of the tweets he wrote, if you want to get money into the hands of people quickly and efficiently, let them have the full power. Let them have the full money they have earned. Approve a payroll tax cut, which I think is a great idea, until the end of the year, December 31st. Then you are doing something that's really meaningful. Only that will make a difference. I think it'll make a great difference if we all can keep our money for a year. I live in California. The tax rate's quite high, and if I can keep the money to help and use it now, we use the money to help other people, we can do something positive. He also said something else as well. Another tweet I thought was good that would stimulate the economy. It is the Federal Reserve must finally lower the federal tax to something comparable to their competitor. Central banks, Jay Powell and group are putting us at a decided economic and psychological disadvantage that we never should have been this way. Also stimulate. So I think those 2 things alone are very positive and very good and can stimulate the economy and get things moving again. So I think today's broadcast was the president's speech today was really good. It really made me feel that he's working hard. You know, it's not easy to run a country and also to use our government, so it'll be anything that we can have. Someone made a really good quote, follow me back too. I don't care if you're married. I think this is hysterical. I've never had a comment like this earlier. This is pretty funny. So anyway, back to the show. I think the president, what they're doing is really good and wonderful. And I think he's doing a good job. So let me go ahead and explain a little bit of what went on today. It says, under the increasing pressure to act, governors and mayors nationwide stepped up actions to mitigate the spread, closing school and canceling public events. Declaring it a national emergency would allow the government to marshal additional resources to combat the virus, which is a symbolic return to his presidency. Also, this would allow, this is a really important part of why it's important that he did what he did. An emergency declaration would allow the state to request 75% federal cost share for expenses that include American workers, medical tests, medical supplies, vaccinations, security of medical facilities, and more. So this is really, really good. I truly feel in a week's time this will make an incredible difference if we can bring all of these resources to people and know what's going on. The test kits get to the right people get tested. We know when they are tested and they are positive, they're secluded away so more people don't get exposed. I think that's a really, really positive thing. And I think in the next 2 to 3 weeks, it may get a little worse because more and more people are tested and we find that they're positive. But I have a feeling this will certainly turn around. This period will turn around and something positive will happen. Have you noticed that every time you go through something difficult in life on a personal level, something positive happens? It always occurs. So this coronavirus is a problem that we're having right now in our country, but let's use it as a reason for us to get together, support, and love each other. There's a lot of discord, a lot of division out there, but we as humans, we're in this together. What separates us, some people say it's money and power. I don't believe in any of that. I think we're all part of humanity and we're here to do something to support each other. So if you have a neighbor that's down the street and you haven't seen any of these elderly, and just check up on them. If you see someone at the store who needs help, check on them. This is a time for us to get together. This is all hands on deck. We're going to conquer the coronavirus. We've conquered many things in our history. This is just one thing. It's an invisible virus that affects us all, but at the end of the day, it's a war, and we're going to win like everything else we've done in our great country. When people pull together and work in unison, great, powerful things can happen and make the world a better place. I think I'm using coronavirus as a positive tool. I think you should share with your kids what's going on, but make them aware mommy and daddy have control, and we're going to take care of this. Don't buy into the fear. Don't buy into the negativity. Your mind is powerful. Stay positive, stay strong, stay faithful, and we will get through this. Do not buy into the negative, the drama. You know the story. Be positive, be uplifting, and we can get through together and love each other. That's the most important thing in the world, is to support and love each other. Another thing is now that kids are staying home and more people are staying home, I'm going to start next week. We're going to spend half the show talking about the coronavirus. Second half, we're going to talk about what we can do with our family. I'm going to talk about more TV, more shows that we can watch, but some positive things. Use this time to bring the family together. Put away the cell phones, which is all the drama about the coronavirus, and do something positive. Remind each other why we're here together and why you're a good family and why you're a strong family union. Use this moment in time to bring people together. And if someone is worried about coronavirus and have fears, talk to them, become a good friend and a good listener, because we're going to make it through this thing. This is not easy. My heart and prayers go to everyone on the front line that is trying to find a disease, trying to find a cure. My heart goes out, prayers go out to the doctors and nurses and people who are working 10, 15 hours a day to get a handle on this problem. Our heart, my prayers are with you. I support you, and you have that support. Also, I think another thing is to support the scientists and people behind the scenes that are looking for a cure. They spend hours of the day sacrificing themselves away from their family. I also support the police, the military, and people like that who put in the long hours to do what they can to serve our great country and to serve each other. We love you. We support you. We're here for you. I'm actually going to step up my game as well. And I'm going to figure out a way that I can be a more of a positive influence. The show has really inspired me in a way to do more good things. And I'm going to use this as a moment in time to continue to move forward and continue to support. I do have a friend of mine who gives 90% of his income away. He's in a position to do that. And it's something I never even considered 90%. Wow, that's quite a lot, but I think it's something that certainly I should try and consider, and try to do what I can to help. So I gave you 3 websites. I'm going to post them on, we're going to post them on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, a whole bit. You guys can review it and see what your thoughts are. They are making a lot of test kits. I mentioned to you yesterday, if you saw yesterday's broadcast, of this great guy who is a scientist. His name is Lotert Olfert, and he got a head start. His company has already sent out 4 million test kits so far, which I think is probably going to go up even higher. There's a lot of great news that's going on in coronavirus you can find online. I think by Monday we'll have a little bit of more detail of what we can do. I think you just have to just sit back and analyze your life and say, okay, what can I control? What can I not control? One thing you can control is your mind. Most important part of this whole process. Be in the moment, be mindful, be honest, be good, and figure out a strategy to get through this whole period. We're here, we're in this together. And now that you're my friend listening to me every day of the week, you're my friend too. If you're watching me on playback, thank you. I really appreciate it. If you're watching me live and this is your first time, hi, I'm Margaux Monet, and I'm happy that you joined me on this fun journey. We're going to talk about we're talking about coronavirus, but I am going to talk about politics at some point. We're going to talk about fun stuff. I love lifestyle. I love fine dining, wine, all that great stuff. I have a film company. We're going to talk about films. We're going to talk about investing, which I think is important to do and understand. Live beneath your means. If I have one piece of advice there, live beneath your means, and use the power of your wealth to build on. I know that's difficult if you are going through a difficult time. We're going to talk about that as well, and some positive things. And know your value, know you're important, and you're important to me because I'm talking to you that you can achieve your goals, you can make it happen. Nothing easy in life is Nothing in life is easy. There's a really good quote I read many, many years ago. I was in my 20s, called The Road Less Traveled by M. Scott Peck. I don't know if you've heard the book, but it was a really good bestseller. And one of the lines in the book is, life is difficult. Once you accept that life is difficult, it ceases to be as difficult, because then you understand that nothing in life is easy. You understand that nothing goal that's worthwhile will ever be easy. It will always be challenging and difficult. You'll have your doubts, but your mind is the key. Keep it focused, keep it driven, and you can get somewhere in life. So that's my positive thing. We'll talk about great books and meditating and all that wonderful, cool, wonderful stuff. But most importantly, I just want to say thank you for joining me. It's been so much fun. It's been the end of my 8th week. It's been great. I had no idea what like live TV, but here I am. So next week, we're going to talk about other stuff as well. We're going to continue to check in on the coronavirus situation. Thank you for liking my fireplace. It's really cool. And thank you for joining me for my wine. Voila. So I want to share with you, do you guys know my favorite quote? I say at the end of every show, do you guys know my favorite quote? Okay. Let me tell you, I'm going to give you my favorite quote. My favorite quote is, you're going to love it. Love many, trust a few, learn to paddle your own canoe. Isn't that the most brilliant quote you ever heard of? It's 3 lines, but says so much. Love many, which I'm loving you, spending this time with you and getting to know you and sharing with you some great information. I hope it would be of great value. And the second thing is trust a few. We all know the bad apples, right? Negative, drama, stay away from those folks. Not worth your time. Focus on what you can, which is your thoughts and your mind and where you want to go. And the last part of that whole equation, learn to paddle your own canoe. You have power, you have choices. Take control of your path, your canoe, and start making changes. Obviously, we all go through hard times. Obviously, there's obstacles and terrible people around us sometimes, but we're going to address those issues in the following weeks. I'm going to tell you some great steps that I've heard and have read, and maybe I've applied in my own life. I don't know, but we're going to talk about a lot of great things. The coronavirus, to me, is an enemy of ours, but we're going to win, because at the end of the day, with the right attitude, the right positive, the right hard work, the right team, the right people, we will overcome. We will. It's always the case. This is an invisible thing. I want to tell you to continue to wash your hands. Be mindful where you put your hands. Don't touch something that you think has been exposed, and then wipe your face. That's all the germs into your body. Your germs will take over. Bad germs can take over your body, so it's very mindful to just be aware in general for good hygiene and good health is to understand how the human body works. And we invite vaders in our mouths, in our bodies when we touch different things I'm not conscious or aware of. So be careful where you put your hands. Be careful what you do. Just be mindful. Be careful out there. I love you. You guys are my family now. We're tuning in the next week. We're going to have more fun. I'm going to get some more good information for you because you're important. I'm going to spend some time. I'm going to get something good that I can share with you and hopefully make a difference. If there's anything about the show that I talk about, you want to know more about, you can email my assistant. His name is Grayson. Not too thrilled that I'm saying his email out, but here we go. It's GraysonKWhite@gmail.com. GraysonKWhite@gmail.com. I'll post it on my social media. Thank you for following me on my film company, JK Metro Media, Monet Capital Funding, my investment company. But we have a lot of great things to share. This is the beginning of a beautiful relationship. And thank you for taking the time to join me. Have a good day and a better tomorrow. Learn that quote that I love. God bless, and I'll see you on Monday. Thank you. Thank you for joining.